Good morning, again. I'm here again, because it's still not over. I think calling this capital M meaningful, capital G gameplay is pretty good. I gotta ping somewhere else. What the fuck is going on? Oh, he literally just pinged me for a thing. Shit, I'll have to take a look at that later. So I figured out that fucking Streamlabs doesn't support YouTube chat as, like, part of the chat box widget yet, which is kind of lame. I figure YouTube's got its own chat replay, so it's probably not that important that I do anything like that, but, you know. Wait, is my mash key not working? My mash key does not seem to be working. I wonder, what is going on there? Controller configuration. Huh. OSFE mash. Good. I don't know why that changed, but okay. So yeah, it's still happening. Mostly because I'm still waiting for fucking... I want the game to stop me. So I know what can stop me. But hey. So, still runs pretty much the same as I remember. Success. This is random, but did you ever try Risk of Rain 1/2? Liked 1, didn't play it for super long because the early game is terrible. Don't like 2. Just not a fan. Back on my bullshit. Eventually, I swear I will find more upgraders. Hey, there's one. When the game inevitably stops you from going forward, is it doctor time? I'd better fucking love that game with how much you are relentlessly trying to shill it to me. Like, it better be ridiculous. I'm playing so many games already. I have literally infinite things to do with any single minute of my time. Did you enjoy your time with Rhythm Heaven when you tried it out? Not really. Didn't exactly do it for me. Maybe I went into it with the wrong sort of expectations, but... I don't know. Timing felt fucked up. Quirkiness wasn't really for me. What do you mean? He's clearly asking you to Dr. Mario mirrors in Melee. At least do that mirror in Ultimate, where Doc is a fucking disgusting, degenerate character. That shit's on super crack. Moji says, ROR2 is fascinating. It's okay, but I haven't seen a game struggle with the 2D to 3D transition that hard since PS1. Yeah, it's like... I don't know. The one thing I wanted them to fix is the gigantic, barren, empty levels where you do nothing all of the time. And they managed to not fix that, but they managed to make the game 3D instead. It's like, fucking priorities, please. You were doing fine. Combat felt pretty tight in 1. Combat in 2 just feels like floaty and shitty to me. I'll acknowledge that as possibly a subjective preference. Certainly enough people seem to fucking love 2 after never even having played 1. But then again, I wasn't the biggest fan of 1 in the first place anyway, so... God damn it, Eep. I hate this post. I don't like it at all. Oh yeah, and both 1 and 2 commit the cardinal sin of, locking almost everything in the entire game behind, fucking persistent progression. I wish every game with fucking, like, character unlocks and shit could just let me check a box in the options that says, I am not motivated by progression systems, and would, like... take that on fucking faith and not withhold the fun from me on purpose. So I used an unlocker for 2, obviously. It's like, if you're gonna do that shit, then, like, make the unlock requirements super fucking discreet, super easy to attain, and most importantly, make the default character a fucking Saffron, not a Commando. Make the default character feel fucking awesome. Adaptable, not fucking boring. I don't feel like it's so unreasonable to ask. Make the default character mod Dante. Jesus, of course there's a Dante for Risk of Rain 2. I can fucking fire up NetHack right now and play any character. The game doesn't tell me that I have to fucking beat Sokoban on a Valkyrie before I'm allowed to fucking pick weird meme shit. Like, it's way less excusable in, like, blatant item synergy type games. Like, anything modeled after Binding of Isaac is, like, it has no business having item unlockables. Because literally the entire structure of the game is, oh, did I roll into the correct combination of items that allows me to delete the game instantly? Isaac likes to pretend this isn't the case, but it totally is. Hamcha asks, how does it scale with the poison limit now that you're well above 1 mil? Well, I'm casting, 1, 2, 3... 4, 5... Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 copies of Venoshock each time through the deck after all my mana tools get consumed. So 20 copies of Venoshock per shuffle is 20 million damage per fucking loop through the deck. I think that's pretty good. I miss arcade design, where it was okay to just label certain options as, hey, this is difficult, and trust that people would understand what their experience meant if they selected that shit. Instead of, like, having to fucking put knee pads and a helmet on the player and prevent them from choosing shit that might be too fun too early. I don't know, have we crossed the realm into boomer shit yet? Do I sound comically out of touch? I should, probably. Should probably be looking for upgrades on copies of Venoshock without double cast. I will never stop fucking complaining about Binding of Isaac, by the way. Like, it's just not happening. Even fucking Eden. I like Eden in spite of its fucking unlock system, not because of it. I kept playing it through the unlock system while, like, complaining. Ashnell asks, curious, have you looked at 30XX? Is MM-style games up your alley or no? Platformers, yes. Mega Man, yes. Procedurally generated, never ever. I skipped on 20XX for that reason and plan to skip on 30XX unless I hear that, like, it's one of those deals where it's only pretending to be procedurally generated and is actually 35,000 hand fucking designed rooms. Seriously, I've been thinking about this fucking shit. About, like, the I am not motivated by upgrade systems or persistent progression toggle. Because, like, I'm gonna guess that if I pose this question to chat, the answers will be at least somewhat divided. How many of you like unlocking characters in Smash Bros? I definitely don't. I know a lot of people who don't. I also know a lot of people who would be super mad if every character came unlocked stock. Just says, I think unlocks are fine to keep the weirdest items from confusing newcomers. Maybe so. Like, I think I generally agree with, like, I think Eden would have been reasonable if you had, I mean, this is because I only play Saffron, so it's biased a little bit, but I think character unlocks are probably fine because all of the alternate characters are super specialized and more difficult than Saffron IMO in ways that, like, you can still build anything on any character, and there's no, like, character-specific spells or anything, just their starting artifact. And a lot of those starting artifacts are common. But, like, spell unlocks are mad frustrating. Because as a new player, you see, like, oh, this poison stuff seems interesting. I want to put together a poison deck. And you start building your poison deck, and in the middle of the run, you realize that you don't really feel all that strong, and you die. And then the game, as your reward for getting the run that far, reveals to you all the poison support that just wasn't in your game, that you couldn't have accessed, that you now have access to. If this sounds specific, it's because it's happened to me. And the immediate answer is, what the fuck? Are you serious? Like, what are you doing? Mana Engine could still use a little bit of work, I think. I'm keeping an eye out for any spells that might actually improve this shit. And I don't know whether I really expect to find one other than more copies of fucking Venoshock and Tucson. And honestly, even the Tucsons, I feel like those might go at some point, as insane as that sounds. Just because once you hit cap, they're deck fought, they're like useless deck filler. Any motherfuckers here ever play the Scott Pilgrim game? That shit's inexcusable, and I think everyone here can agree with that. Fucking having to grind speed was awful. I have no clue why that game had a stat system or unlockable moves. The stat system felt the worst to me because that game actually feels so good when you have max speed. But, like, playing through stage 1 with no launcher. Ah! Help. Another winter slaps, but it doesn't slap that hard. See, Hamcha, I don't think the locking can be done properly. More to the point, I don't think there's any benefit to doing it. I think the benefit to locking tools is primarily imagined. Because I think people who want a simple experience will just choose the simple things. And, like, squaring this with the general desire for, like, mystery in games. Like, for secrets and wonder and all of those nice things. I don't think those beliefs are incompatible either. Just think, like, cool it with the training wheels and the core mechanics. Make it a deliberate pacing choice, not a fucking time gate or some transparently patronizing bullshit. Gecko says, okay, what about, like, unlocking shit in Devil May Cry? Why do you still have to buy Stinger? What the fuck is going on? Everyone buys Stinger first. It's obvious. It's a core part of the way you are supposed to play the game. Why do I still have to buy it? What's going on? Who would ever not want Stinger? I feel like a fucking alien. And I mean, like, apart from, like, a couple core tools, like, DMC movesets are, like, bloated on purpose. Like, that game definitely tends deliberately towards, like, okay, we're gonna make trade-offs in favor of complexity over legibility, because that's, like, the kind of game that we want to make, which is fine. And to me, For reasons that have nothing to do with anything but control overlap, I think at the very least some element of customization there is important. Not necessarily the unlock system, but just controlling what moves you even fucking want. Like, I don't think I should always have everything is necessarily the axiomatic form of this general whinging. But, like, DMC upgrades feel paced around your ability to actually complete deliberately structured challenges. Because, you know, it's a fucking linear game. Hey, thanks. Doing shit like that and anything with, like, arcade-style progression... I don't know. If you do it based on fucking, like, how far you can get in a run, it feels like fucking, oh, you're giving me power over time. You're drip feeding me power, and I'm less powerful than I'm supposed to be at the start of the game for no good reason. If you do it based on fucking arbitrary bullshit that you have to do during a run that has nothing to do with your actual ability to win, then it feels like arbitrary bullshit that has nothing to do with your ability to win, and you make choices between unlocking things and actually trying to win in the middle of the run. And if you make it based on time, then you feel like your fucking time is being wasted for no good reason. Zara, I think I only need 2 empty slots. 1 for room rewards and 1 for level up rewards. Mother can go at this point, right? Mother can definitely go. Do I even have Frost anywhere in this? Cold Frost can go too, just because I'm sad about looking at it. That's 3.7 million health. That's pretty good. And it's gone. I will say also, like, as long as we're talking about fucking arcade-style progression or any kind, unlocks bothered me in Monolith, but they didn't bother me nearly as much as I expected them to, because I think the majority of them are, like, basically nothing burgers. Like, beyond the weapon types, which you can get extremely early, they're basically all just, hey, here's like a token reward in the form of like a different type of bomb you will never deliberately gun for, to remind you that like you're still working towards something. They fulfill the minimum required, like, people who need some kind of external progression to stay motivated can make use of this and not get super sad. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that particular configuration of enemies prevented anything from getting slid. That says, what about Hades? Hades infuriated me with that shit. Like, I think the only good thing I can say about the progression system is that when it's finished, it provides interesting choices instead of just being linear power. But, like, absolutely everything apart from that is mind-blowingly frustrating. I am still working on getting Titan Blood to actually play all of the alt aspects correctly. It's like, oh, you need to win like minimum 5 runs with new bounties before you're allowed to play the new aspect at its intended level of power, and it's like, what the fuck? It's just there's so many interlocking systems that do nothing but stress me out. I'm to the point where, like, the only reason I haven't grabbed 100% save for the game is because I feel like it would stress out other people that I play with. Because I don't want other people that I'm, like, in competition with to feel pressured to cheat when I know they don't actually want to do that. Hey, there we go. Another decode. I might need to slim this down a little more. Gecko says monster hats are okay. Hell yeah, they are. There's a fucking cartridge in Monolith that does nothing except put a hat on every ghost, and I take it every single time. Geek says, a roguelite where every unlock is just an option that makes you explicitly worse in some way. Okay, I'm gonna change layouts. Spoilers for Hades progression until I change back. So, the thing about Hades progression that absolutely blows my fucking mind is that, okay, so you get a series of persistent upgrades from the Mirror of Night, which is basically, you can pick between this upgradable perk or this upgradable perk, but not both of them at the same time, and they're all super impactful shit. Stuff like having extra lives or a second dash with iframes is like, it's huge power. Even like speedrunners, people who are like super good at the game under every circumstance, like, doing runs on a fresh file is both considerably slower and way fucking harder. And so, like, the entire time I'm unlocking shit, I'm sitting here like, so what is the intended level of power for a fucking player to have anyway? Like, what is the intended level of challenge? And the answer is that I don't think Hades... I think Hades actually goes out of its way to avoid answering this question in a way that would satisfy me. Because after you win your fucking first run, you get a series of matching difficulty modifiers in the other direction, and one of them specifically disables the Mirror of Night. Starting from the fucking bottom up, it turns off your talents in ranks of 3. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Do you want me to have these or not? I don't understand. I'm just losing my fucking mind looking at this option. And like, I don't know. It's probably not the responsibility of game developers to handle my neuroses regarding intended difficulty and like the circumstances that I should be practicing under. But holy fuck. I was thinking about it for like a week, like, how does this exist? Please help me. Story time's over. Ashnell says, Sword of the Stars, the pit doesn't have any unlocks per se. It has these data terminals that give you lore and crafting recipes. However, the game will let you use recipes you haven't discovered anyway, either by experimentation or from looking them up online. That's interesting, actually. I like when games play around with, like, hey, you have information that you're not normally supposed to have yet. Yeah, it's funny because, as is right, regarding Fated Authority and Fated Persuasion, the mechanics still exist because you get the ability to gain fate charges from a different source than the mirror later on. So even if it turns off the mirror, you're still allowed to use it. It's, like, So, like, in a whole bunch of old, like, Sierra adventure games and shit, the meme is that, like, you can't use the information until you're supposed to have learned the information. So, like, you'll learn the passcode to a safe or something, and if you try to, like... The game will pretend that you can put in the safe passcode before you learn the combination, but even if you put in the correct combination, it will either no-sell it, or it will be like, you're not supposed to know that yet. Quit using a walkthrough, you fucking hack. And, like, that's frustrating, but also kind of funny to me. I just removed the removal pact, whatever. But then, like, the shit that really gets me is when games are, like, super creative about dealing with information that you're not supposed to have already. Whether it's shit like, on New Game Plus, you can win the unwinnable boss fight and get an alternate ending. Or, I remember reading about some fucking game where, like, it's the same type of deal where you can get the passcode to access a terminal earlier than you're supposed to have it. And if you do this, instead of, like, the camera view that it's supposed to give you to solve a puzzle, it gives you a jump scare with the text, "No fair cheating," or some shit like that. Where it's, like, going out of your way to really, like... You hide something substantial there for players who are fucking about. I literally said Chrono Trigger. How to late are you guys? Yo, my binds are not working correctly. Oh wait, did I say Chrono Trigger? I said a thing that I only know to happen in Chrono Trigger, but I didn't say Chrono Trigger. You're all excused. I've heard of that happening in, like, Chrono Trigger and maybe Disgaea? Henby says, in Paper Mario you can't enter the correct name because they stole a key letter from the input screen. I've read about that, and I deeply appreciate it. There's a VN on the DS that lets you skip from the first chapter to the epilogue in New Game Plus. Oh, God. I mean, since I watched your playthrough of this, Czar, so we're both gonna know. Fucking the opening to Zero Time Dilemma. The first ending. Because, like, if I have information that I'm not supposed to have, and the game doesn't let me use it, but acknowledges that I'm cool, like, I'm fine with that. I'm, like, totally down for that. Sure, don't mind if I do. Oh, I should have taken that, actually. I could have removed a mana gem. Geek says, really, you're always going on about these unlock systems and run-based games, and yet somehow you haven't just had your brain fully broken like mine. I'm getting there. I've got fucking Garega arranged on the PS4 upstairs. It's just waiting for me. This can probably go. Let's get one of these. And this is like... This is nothing at this point, so let's get one of these. Blue blood is fucking crazy. I don't think I need glass cannon anymore because I have, like... I've got another source of fragile, plus I've got fragile in deck from Pinch RE. Maybe it's a bit much. This doesn't even fucking work because of overload. So that can go. Just line up your monitors and play Darius Burst. I'm probably getting there someday. See how many fucking Venoshocks that was, even after I stopped firing? Man. I have, like, the most visceral reactions when I feel like I'm being patronized, too. It's honestly kind of bad. I should probably relax a little bit. It's like somebody else's perception of your intelligence as like a moral judgment. That's a thorny place. That leads to scary things. Video games is video games. Maybe I should get another fucking copy of Northwind. I wonder if I could see one. I guess in a pinch it'll beat Doublecast. I wonder if I should also just start wanton ditching fucking... Like, Blood Money's good, Dart Frogs are good, Panther Habit's good. Do I need the Thermites? Do I need 4 Thermites? I definitely don't think I need Glass Cannon. Sorry, so this is your idea of lag-safe infinite scaling? Not lag-immune entirely, but, like, lag-safe to some extent. Oh yeah, I probably don't need the res, huh? This won't help if I manage to get myself killed. There's no way it'll mean anything. Pretty convincing. And the more max mana I have, the more mana I start a battle with for Blue Blood. And there's obviously an appeal to that. Another fucking Dart Frog. Just because at a sufficient amount of max mana, I can effectively remove all of my mana tools and just guarantee that no matter how my deck is ordered, I'll start with the ability to cast Overload. This, huh? That might be strictly better than RE. Yeah, I think it probably is. Yeah, as you can probably tell, the lag is like there. It ramps up over time. But even at loop 17, it is nowhere near how bad Jojed was, where a single fight would take multiple minutes to finish, regardless of, like, how bad the lag was at the time. Level 60. Whew. Can take Violet and remove probably one of these Thermites. Dude, can you believe that in this run I'm seeing so many thermites and tinders and not taking them? But in fucking Legend of Jojd, I saw exactly one of each ever. Like, what's going on with that? 20 loops? Jen asks, how long was Legend of Jojd? 20 loops, but also about, like, 10 plus real-time hours. This has only been, like, 5 or so, which should give you an idea of how much faster it's running when you take into account lag reduction. How long ago? I'm not sure. Time is fucked up and... oh. I see! Well, it was fine. Forgot to sell a cell location. I guess I know that that's fine now. Sure. Honestly, I feel like if I could make that permanent, it might actually be desirable, you know? Maybe include like a fadeaway in the deck to automatically teleport me around. Huh. Consume Northwind, huh? I guess it'll work in a pinch. 1 mana, too. Although I think for this to work 100% consistently, I probably need to position here so that a line can hit second row targets if it needs to. Like if something is getting blocked. Yeah, this is cozy enough. I don't think I need any more luck, thank you. Yeah, so now you can see the game kind of struggling a bit. Another Align, maybe? Just for consistency? It's easy to remove. More chance to hit twice, huh? Luck is clamped between 0 and 100 in regards to rarity calculation. Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah, so... I mean, 15 luck actually seems way more significant to me now, with that knowledge. Although I'm not really sure why. Let me see if I can upgrade the Consume Northwind as well. $5 from Kurzov, who says 1 step from Jar... Jesus. I've wanted to get a fucking commission of, a fucking eating character in cart at some point. But I realized that I have no idea what I would do for audio. All of the characters that I want to get commissioned, including my fucking Icon and or Robosona, I've been told that's what it is. I cannot confirm. I don't have any fucking clue what I would do for sounds. One port from short. Very good. I think I want to leave one thermite in. Purely like a theory thing. Just because of the idea that, like, if something ever has more than 1 million defense, things might be bad. Yeah, you see that? I can't even mash. You know how fucked up that is? So we'll go down to 1 thermite, I think. It's really all you need. And I guess replace with mana gems? Owie. That shit hurted. Hamcha asks, is Trisect DDD the answer to infinite loops? I mean, you can only get 2 decodes on a spell. The actual answer is Meditate, DT, and Trisect. I have a Trisect in this deck in case I need to fucking switch out. In case, like, this is still actually too laggy at the top end. Because the idea is that Trisect would be, like, literally a single hit that deals all of the damage. You would actually run, like, probably a 4-spell deck for it. Ah! Okay, I'm now casting too slowly to retrigger Pocket Sand, so I probably have to restart for... Oh, but I'm so scared of restarting inside fucking Eden. Because of those soft blocks. I think both of them were Dark World, but I'm so afraid. I've got the health to tank through some stuff right now anyway, so we're probably good. But yeah, I've considered still just stripping down. If I can find like a good Meditate, I'll look for Meditate. And see if I can get, like, DT. Because Meditate is the only spell, I think, that gains Trinity stacks, but doesn't use them. So no matter, like, what the order is, you will still get a full power Trisect with every loop through. I'm not actually sure how that interacts with fucking Link either. So I'm kind of interested to see. Then again, if I pivot and something breaks my build, I'm gonna be a little sad. But like, let's be real, we've been here for a hot minute. I think I'm probably good to start experimenting. Oh, don't want that. The menu is lagging pretty badly at the moment, as you can probably tell. Because if I super reduce... 23... Oh yeah, Sequencer as well. Sequencer requires a catch. And, like, the projectile that you catch has travel time. Which means there's a delay on it. And yeah, Sunshine is just... It's so many hits that it freaks the game out. That's why I stopped running Sunshine, Super Minigun, and Ambient Burst. The hits were lagging the game incredibly quickly, and as it turns out, the engine actually runs better if I omit those sources of flat poison and focus on scaling multiplicative poison instead. So I'm gonna go Convergence, looking for a good meditate. Raz says, before you fight me, you should know that I'm immortal. 0 HP and still talking to me. Why you're like this? But yeah, if I can make a good meditate, I'll probably go Trisect. Because I've been thinking about it this entire time, like, what is the one thing that might lag less than this? Zara, can you actually kill her without the shopkeep drop? Even on the neutral route, in like her form where she shows up with 7 9s of HP and drops swords on you, you can reduce her to 0 HP through Defense Shred. However, that just loops you. You do actually need Yami to finish the fight in all known ways, as far as I understand. She'll just hang out at 0 HP and never die without Yami. So now on the lookout for Meditate. Because, like, Venoshock working was actually kind of a surprise to me. Now that I know there's the poison cap, I think Trisect is theory better at, like, loop 200. And yeah, if you kill Seraph at the fucking gate with Yami, I think you still get Geno ending. In the same way that killing her without Yami anywhere will trigger loops. Hey, upgraders. Big boy shit. I guess I should hold on to my upgraders for a bit if I plan to pivot. Beautiful. Yeah, I don't know if Trisect is as fast as Venoshock currently, but I believe it scales better in the long run, and it is probably significantly more lag efficient. And, Wall Seraph has a lot of spell power, so I don't know how long I could survive even like this. If I was just tanking the attacks. With Pocket Sand, as long as you have a deck that won't directly kill her, you can probably survive forever. And 1.3, the way it works was actually changed, and instead of doing the pretend dodgeable sword flurry pattern, she now drops simultaneous swords on every panel, and if you don't immediately die, she drops simultaneous swords on every panel over and over again. Just like forever, as far as I can tell. I have a Meditate in deck, but I think it's Consume, right? Yeah, because I think I deliberately went for Consume on everything. ETR, it's not Consume. Double cast. That's actually all I need. It has T-code, it has decode. This... If I were to pivot, I could do it now. Do I do it now? Oh dear. This is weird to think about at this fucking point in time. I think I probably want to keep both my roots and time slow, but if I remove every single Venoshock and Tucson as well as every single mana engine, card. I need some reassurance, I'm afraid. I am like baby before deck refactoring. I think it works in theory. I don't see a reason it wouldn't work. The plan is to remove the entire poison engine completely and all of the mana that supports it, and strip down to the simplest possible deck that is Trisect, Meditate DT, and Binds. Meditate with double cast will gain you 2 Trinity. Then fucking... Actually, what order does this go off in? Do I need triple cast Meditate for this? I think I might. It'll still work with double cast, but it'll be slower. The idea is that Trinity, Trisect, if you cast it with 3 Trinity, deals damage equal to 1/3 of the target's HP, which, as far as I can tell, is not bounded in the same way that Venoshock is, where it can only hit for the poison cap, which is 1 million. So the idea is that at the high end, this is faster, and since this will only generate 1 entity through loop per loop to the deck, and no like poison particles or anything, it'll be substantially more lag efficient. And if I'm relying only on 1 spell, and like basically just a 2-spell interaction, I can strip out almost every card in the deck, which means that like the actual physical process of getting through the deck is faster. That is current HP. So like, eventually, just because math, it reduces down. I've done some experimentation with Trisect before. It won't like fucking round to 0 or anything like that. Plus, like, I think it might be affected by Fragile. I'm not... If it's affected by Fragile, it's 2/3, which would be fucking bust-ass. But Venoshock doesn't appear to be affected by Fragile, so that doesn't count. I'm also not sure how it interacts with Signet. Huh. So I'd remove 1, 2, 3... Would I remove the echoes as well? I'd probably keep those, right? Yeah, just the Venoshocks, the Transfuses, Corsets, and Pinches, Batuxins, and, like, probably keep Northwind and Aligns. Oh yeah, the other thing is that Trisect is a beam, not a projectile, so it can hit the entire room if I drag it down. I think I can do it. I think this probably works. And, like, the only consideration that I can see is Meditate delay, which is, like, just the engine will be delayed by 1 loop. And, like, when HP gets low, some source of flat damage, which will come from, like, Rang, Amalgam, fucking Flame Procs, Northwind, might help to speed things up to finish the job properly. Oh shit, I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it! Video game! Video game! Ah! I'll leave this in just in case I need self-fragile for some other thing later. Plus, like, some way of continuing to gain max HP. If this is an Olympic throw, I guess I'll fucking accept it. But I'm so curious. Soul. Alright, so this is a substantially slimmer deck. How does it run? but how does it taste? Okay, I have proper Trinity. I think that arrangement up there isn't working with a line. I think I've got too much bloat. I think the echoes are hitting bad targets. Huh. Sequencer just arrives, huh? I mean... No, I don't want Echo to hit it. Alright, so I don't need 2 copies of a line. And... what else do I have that's not consuming? Let me run with this for a little while longer. Trisect doesn't even have double cast on it at the moment. Alright, so it's slower for sure. The lag is considerably better already. Can you get rid of dart frogs? Yeah, at this point, probably. Better for lag. What do I actually have on Trisect? WSY. Those are terrible upgrades. How do double cast and Trinity proc interact? Let's find out. Fuck. Let's hit Trisect with hopefully something useful. Did that actually connect with fragile damage? Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, I think the deal damage equal to 1/3 is a separate effect. Now, chance to hit twice, on the other hand. What the fuck does that mean for this? Yeah, look at how all of my echoes just hit nothing. And... okay, so meditate delay is coming into play to some extent. See, now this is interesting, because I don't know how this is going to work against bosses. Yeah, I might throw the echoes. But, like, I don't know if this would be stronger if I just ditched the other stuff and left the echoes, because there's still the shuffle tax on dual disc. It's still adding gems to my deck. And I guess the odds of echoing a gem are still there. This consumes. I want, like, a super straightforward route. Do the freezes from meditate / echo med accumulate, or do they all take the same 0.5 seconds? I think they're staggered quickly, but they have a 0.5 second delay, all of them. So, like, one starts at 0, one starts at 0.1, one starts at 0.2, and then there is off at, like, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7. That's my understanding. Well, let me see how the boss performance is before I do anything. I think it's actually taking too long to chew through the deck for Pocket Send to function correctly. Or at least sometimes it is. Might need more copies of Meditate just to keep Trinity coming. That might be the refinement, because I think some of these trisects are hitting at like 0 Trinity because of the delay. Yeah, a lot of these are hitting at 0, I think. I'm not seeing the fucking big numbers. Alright. Vague fears of Giga Throw arriving, but I think this just needs some tuning. And the performance is way fucking better, obviously. I can't tell what's taking the longest here. I think the echoes may suck. I guess the way to debug this is to strip it down to like the most minimal test case and then add only what we need, because at the very least a fast deck is still immortal due to Pocket Sand. I'm doing it! Video game! Because there's still a lot in here. Oh no, what if you run out of removals? Oh god, what would happen then? Where am I getting poison from? Amalgam, right? Yeah. So what else do I toss at this point? Probably everything, honestly. Trying to decide if I actually need 2 roots. It's the little blue diamond graphic is Meditate resolving, as well as like the panel under me going yellow. Deirdrocker asks, so if you have Pocket Send and shuffle every second or lower, you're just perma-invincible? As far as I can tell, yes. Instant shuffles are already really good, but Pocket Send makes them literally broken. Huh. So I think the trisect damage is propagating through the link. As far as I can tell. It's slower, but I think it can get faster. And more to the point, now I have something interesting to do again. I wonder if this is the part where I actually try to pivot away from dual disk and into speed loader. Would icing help keep the deck small by converting the gems from dual disk into some kind of finisher? Yeah, like, if I was casting 1-mana Frostbolts instead, that'd be fine, I think. It's not, like, specifically super good, but it would definitely decrease the finisher phase a bit. Hey, worth a try, right? I still don't know how Slight actually interacts with fucking Pocket Sand. And I guess we'll sneak a Cold Press back in here if we're gonna be dealing Frost again. Can look for double cast on this. That's fine, I guess. Means I can remove more mana tools later. So now I've built something that scales in the opposite direction. And I get a Frost proc per loop through. I think with the speed at which I'm casting, some Trisects are hitting without the Trinity bonus. That's what's going on, I think. And I think the solution to that is just more meditates. So what is my current meditate? Okay, 4 codes. I need 5 upgraders. And yeah, of course, deck order is going to influence it sometimes, I think. Because Trisect applies its Trinity after determining whether it does the fucking 1/3 hit, I believe. I wonder if, like, preload Pocket Sand really is the way to do this eventually. Just skip a dual disc altogether. Get fucking multiple icing and just use frost finishers. Okay, yeah. Goodbye. Wondering about what else I could strip. I feel like at some point I had decided that I needed multiple, Let me just sneak this in because it's funny. Just for a second. This goes against the premise of how the deck is supposed to work, but I love ping. I think ping is lovely. Alright, not quite as explosive as I expected, so that can probably go. So Sequencer has a delay, Meditate has a delay. What can I use for Trinity generation? Zaras, do you still need the time slow? Is there a benefit to not having it besides ping? I could totally add a fadeaway. As insane as that would be. Just okay, let me fucking pinch that into the deck real quick. Just to witness it. Well, this seems like the eventual solution to the needing to move problem. If I wanted to do that. I also think that at the moment it's pretty slow and inefficient. It would probably only be worthwhile if I was playing completely unattended. But there's something elegant about it to me. Just look at her go. Is there even a Trinity upgrade code? Alright, let's see how this goes. So it's not instant, but it's, like, it's pretty good for a first draft, I'd say. Just really need more consistent Trinity generation, and I think it'll probably, like, I don't know, back of napkin math should run, like, twice as fast. I will say, I'm pretty pleased that you can actually make a mana engine out of just Overload and Blue Blood. I almost want to, like, wiki all the available fucking Trinity cards. I think fucking Trisect hit that weird upgrade code that was like X% damage, gain 1 Trinity or something, which I have actually never seen before. Or fucking what was it? Hit Warpath. Fucking weird ass spell. All these ones. And these things have like 137 defense. That's pretty crazy. If Mistletoe's travel speed was a little faster, I'd probably use it. So I guess I stay in Convergence and search for more copies of everything. What happens if I just strip out the roots, though? I think Trinity fucks up the entire thing based on fucking cast order. Trifrost. Kind of a drop in the bucket, honestly. Where is my brain? Okay, another double cast on Meditate. Let's see how this runs now. Big Brain Strat is having 3 Trisects and no other way to get Trinity in the deck. Oh god. I think the Meditate stuff is probably faster and requires fewer moving parts now that I've got it set up correctly, but like, hey. Just add Trisect. It has an appeal. I cannot think of any actual reason that I would ever want Self-Fragile in this anymore. So Corset can go. This is pretty much as advertised, chopping off 1/3 of HP every time. It's just that it's chewing through so much other shit getting there, yeah. I think it is running better without the echoes, but only because the deck is so bloated by comparison. So then, what to do? Hey, performance is great, though. Fucking the lag situation's never been better. Might I ask again, do you really need 23 mana now? Not at the moment, but what else am I gonna do with those fucking artifact slots right now? I haven't found anything that benefits me. Yeah, so there's no poison in this anymore. Period. Man, if only I could switch bait Trisect. Sadly, that's not how it works, because it's not the tooltip damage. Goodbye. That fucking turret shot did 300 damage. Beautiful. Plug a couple Ragnaroks in. Maybe? Just for like flat damage at this stage, it would be nice to have something extra. Sadly, power saws can't be it because they need to stay aligned. Jury's still out on whether this is a fucking big boy brick or not, but I think conceptually it holds up, so probably works with just a bit of tuning. And or like 200 copies of everything. Triple tessellate and drop the meditate. Fucking tessellate. That's an artifact, right? What the fuck is that? Or is it the fucking convergence, one of the convergence calamity spells? Because I know I've read that name, but I don't remember what it does. Gain 1 Trinity when you shuffle. Yeah, that would do it, huh? That would super do it. Alright, well, I'm gonna start picking up speed loaders, I think. I think getting out of dual disc might be a substantial gain for this. $5 million, huh? Man, that's an awful big health pool you got. I'm just as sadly it's a common artifact, so super rare for you. Yeah. It's like, when was the last time I actually saw fucking white artifacts? Alright. 2.3 million HP Hazel. The answer is probably just more Trisacs and more Trinity generation. 7% drop chance, rarer than Legendary, but not than Calamities. 7% at 100 luck. That's fucked up. I guess those types of things aren't typically build enabling, but think of how many really good commons there are in the game. I still don't know how fucking Trisect D actually interacts. Hello, I had to fucking use my mouse to get the cursor to behave. This is a whole bunch of fucking nothing. I'm going to guess that it can't even fucking get double cast or something. That wouldn't surprise me if it couldn't. Okay, so this can go. This can go. Do I fucking ditch Amalgam? It's an ugly hack. Right, I gotta be here. Lovely. I'm not actually sure off the top of my head of another spell that can't be double casted. I expected Tucson to not be able to be double casted, but apparently it's valid and I just got incredibly fucking unlucky for a ridiculous amount of time. Yeah, no, Weed Whacker's my fucking root, I think. I can ditch Boomerang too. It's a route that's guaranteed to hit and it's 2 seconds long. We're fucking good. So I'm thinking about... I'd get 3 jams out of the deck if I can replace Dual Disc with enough fucking speed loaders to end the world. Or maybe I do go Gambit, but deck order seems like it matters here a little bit more than the previous attempt. I think I'm getting the feeling that balancing Trinity in this is eventually going to lose to just, like, get as many trisects as possible, so that on average, deck order doesn't really matter. I still... Okay, Warpath will only teleport stuff in front of you if you fucking connect in the first place. It looks like. Weed Whacker works way better as a route for this. Look at the fucking route duration. Not even close. And it's guaranteed to hit the whole board. So my intuition was right on that one. That's pretty gratifying. Just for you, Az. I'll put in a Ragnarok. Frost on Trinity Cast. We kind of already established that Pocket Watch is actually kind of bad for this sort of thing. Is there anything I can get that's beneficial on this? Not really. Fuck it. I'll leave that blank for maybe double cast at a later date for no reason at all. Alright. I guess Ragnarok's kind of funny. Oh, but you know what the problem with it is? It's cracking the fucking panel that I'm trying to align things to. So align's fizzling. So I would have to also use Flat Earth. That's fucking unfortunate. Well, now we know. At this point, I'm kind of wondering if, like, Holy Ground would benefit me. Bunch enemies up in room combats for more, fucking splash damage link value. Like, I want room combats to be organized in, like, a line in front of me, so the Trisect is hitting all of them. Dude, Trisect is Convergence brand, right? I'm not fucking crazy. Oh my god, it's double lift. What the fuck? What the fuck, but why? Okay. Card is literally entirely about Trinity, which is like the Convergence staple. But it's actually double lift brand. Fucking alright. I guess it's good that I actually checked that. That would have been super embarrassing. Yeah, but the added jam. I guess you're right. You don't know how badly I want to somehow fucking put Midnight in this. Welcome to Softlock City. Yeah, March. I decided that, like, because of the poison cap, Venoshock isn't quite as elegant as I wanted, and I had a Trisect in my deck. So I'm trying to tune this as Trisect now, and it's slower at the moment, but that's because there are no fucking tools in this deck. Amcha asks, how come Eden softlocks? I mean, so this is like fucking dumb guy who hasn't looked at the code superstition, but twice now I've had rooms after, like, after suspending and resuming a run in Dark World Eden, where the game spawns a normal combat, but with only rocks on both sides. And so it never ends, because you can never kill the last enemy. You'd think it would just end instantly, because there are no more enemies to be killed, but hey. Fucking minigun. Like, the number of spells I have access to that will gain Trinity without consuming Trinity. Pretty minimal. Oh, hello. Hey guys. You see the spell power on that thing? That was 1,000 spell power. So yeah, probably deity Trisects. Or just more copies of Trisect and Meditate and possibly Sequencer in general. Oh shit, I didn't take either of those upgrades. Whoops. Me? Misplay? Never. Oh yeah. There's really no fucking good place to put a camera on this shit. You can see the spell power of the lower one. You can see the spell power of both here, actually. Ended at 446 there. Gets super pissed off when you hit it. I've been thinking of, like... green, but... I'm not a huge fan of that style of things, so... I'm kind of leaving that for a bit. Oh yeah, I didn't actually have the audio source to that overlay. I'm fucking nice. But yeah, I thought of doing something like that at some point, but I'd rather not. I'd rather not have to need it. It's just for like games that absolutely refuse to fucking cooperate with information on the edges of the screen. Because of the way I do my fucking BRBs, I have scene-dependent audio. And that means that if I don't add my main audio group to a scene, it just completely fucking mutes me. So yeah, we get Seraph down to reasonable HP pretty quickly. There is the matter of her 1,852 spell power, but hey. Hamcha asks, is there a reason for that? A reason for what? There might be. Turn on someone with no voice. Yo! I have all audio sources on the scene so that I don't have to mute global audio sources when I go to a BRB bump. It's nice to have, like, basically a one-button scene change that will take me into something like this. Alright, which direction we going? Holy shit! Without me worrying that my microphone is on and that me yelling at one of my fucking housemates is destroying the ambiance. Plus there's a gag I can do with bass boosting the audio on certain scenes. I've only used it a couple times because I think it causes speaker damage. That one's out in the shed for repairs. This is about to beat Legend of Jojed, I think, in terms of total loops. And I think at this point, when you take into account the fucking 10 minutes it took to do the Saffron fight on Legend of Jojed, this might actually still be faster, despite the fact that I basically nerfed the engine by trying to switch to mediocre Trinity setup instead of like optimal Venoshock. Another mining rig, maybe? No reason not to, I think. The Panther Habits can also probably go, because I'm not using that as a mana engine anymore. Make way! Yes, still going, L-Dog. And actually tuning a different deck at the moment. We are now using Trisect as the primary and only damage source. Just shredding 1/3 HP off per loop through the deck, ideally. Still most definitely work in progress, but it seems to me like the lag reduction makes it worth it. Just need to find some other pieces. There's another speed loader. How many fucking speed loaders do I need to completely offset shuffle time every time? It makes one ponder. Okay, still cannot find fucking double cast on this. Fucking imagine if Trisect was 1/3 max HP. Live in that fucking world for a bit. Yeah, 23 max mana is nice. It means I can cast 23 mana worth of spells, even if Overload is at the very back of my deck, meaning I don't need to run any other mana engine. Weed Whacker is actually really good as a route for this type of thing, because it's guaranteed, it's instant hit, it's not a projectile that can miss, and it's actually got a pretty long base duration. I think it's 2 seconds. Base shuffle is 2.5 seconds, up to 3 seconds extra during battle. Yeah, so like... preload D plus like 2 or 3 flash loaders, or speed loaders, should do it. Because I think running 1 preload DD over running dual disc and having to cast 3 jams is a win. At this point, it's like small optimizations, but they're all important. Although more copies of Trisect is probably the most pressing thing. Just gotta get lucky. Buck says, I must be honest, it doesn't seem nearly as funny as the Poison deck. The Poison deck had 17 loops. I'm fine with trying something new. You do not call Weed Whackers whippersnippers. Shut the fuck up. That's insane. What are you even talking about? Australia is like another fucking planet. So there's the awkward space where it's like Trisect stops dealing big boy damage and we wait for chip damage to kill. And then there's like the things that are slowing down the loop. I'll say it to your face, we do. That's insane. I don't even know what to think about that. This is the fucking biscuit argument again, isn't it? Oh shit, by the way, Static's recruiting for 1 DPS. Join Galactic North and become a turbo shitter with the rest of us. Az finally gets to play Astro again. Hey, there we go. Preload WM. As that's, am I healing now? I mean, you've been begging for it the entire fucking tier. I figure it's about time we got you off Bard, right? Yeah, preload being in double lift is pretty cozy. So now I can look for decode on that. Arc dropped. Work schedule stuff. It sucks to lose someone during, like, Enrage prog for a fight specifically, but I think we'll probably be alright, since it's an easy role to replace, since we have Az filling in on the healer space. I almost want Unleash to work here. I know it probably horrendously breaks this shit. But the idea of it with 23 max mana, I'm gonna take it just once, and if I instantly die, then I guess, like, I don't know, punished, whatever. We are not poison. Their blood money. It's also a multi-hit, so it'll break performance too. Oh, I know. I know. It's not good, but it might be funny. And we all know which of those is more important. Nope. Not even gonna bother to hit preload with anything if it's not, Okay, we can't do that with Unleash, probably. Well? I mean, so let me be real. Unleash is currently hitting for 1. Think about how excellent that is. And I guess also for the entire time the root was fucking blocking Northwind or something. Like, everything has too much defense. Without a defense shred engine, hits are actually pointless. If this breaks, I want to see a one step from Eden crash percent speedrun. The fastest I can crash the game. That actually seems like an alright category. Two Tessellates also isn't enough to sustain multiple Trisects, which is where I want to be eventually, I think. Although any Tessellates are good. Honestly, at this point, the Northwind is probably kinda greedy. but I really like it, so it's not going away for now. Just take 6 tessellates then and have 6 Trinity. I'm about to blow your mind. What if I get 3 trisects? You have never debated someone like me before. I still have a thermite in here, I just don't think I have any flames anymore. Because some amount of defense shred might help with, like, the last push. But thermite is also notorious for being a nightmare, so... Accidentally actually saved a hostage. Icing is like a dumb addition to this currently. It's such a monkey patch. I like it, but it's such a fucking monkey patch. Upgrade Northwind for flame on hit? Maybe. I almost want to take this. I think with catastrophic deck order, it is still bad. But, like... It gave me fucking I-code. I kind of just want to take this, remove dual disc, and then let it rock. Because my deck order would have to be catastrophic to hit Gambit enough times before hitting Overload to fuck up the first loop. Now, Gambit does screw with deck order somewhat, but... the effects might balance out on average. I'm not sure. Sometimes you won't cast the Trinity Gainers, but sometimes you won't cast all the useless shit. And I don't think Trisect scales with Fragile. I think it's a direct damage type of deal. Because I already have Mirror and Magnifying Glass, so you'd be seeing way bigger hits. Gambit doesn't do any damage, but Gambit instantly shuffles. It's a replacement for Dual Disc, which is adding 3 jams per loop. I'm gonna take Gambit and not remove Dual Disc just yet, and see how it fares. Yeah, too inconsistent for sure. Just like not hitting time slow is scary. Plus there's more bloat in the deck than good spells right now. This would probably work better if I had way more copies of like the actual shit I wanted. Alright, so now we know. And yeah, the projectile spam does lag over time. It's not many projectiles, since the deck is pretty light. It's like Northwind is also firing projectiles. There's like trade-offs to be found everywhere. I wonder if this is too good of a route for like top row enemies specifically. I wonder if I should just fucking ditch Northwind and just actually move around like a human being. Because So if I ditch both Northwind and Align and commit to actually, like, lining up with enemies, they're still perma-bound. I don't have to chase anything. And it removes 2 spells from the fucking deck, so... runs quicker. I wonder if 1 Dart Frog and Venoshock would be good here. Maybe. Like, some source of, like, flat damage to, like, kind of burn the candle from the other end. I see. Go lazy, go lazy, go lazy. Oh, hey. So I feel like I should mention this because I think we all collectively forgot about it. You know what I'm not using? You know, the defense-piercing, infinitely spammable attack that doesn't stop casting. Just saying. Gun. Unfortunately, I don't think cover fire actually works here. Wow, explosive tendons and rock tumbler, but not the shit that I want. Fuck you. Another fucking thermite. Another fucking thermite. Wonder. Oh. The gun does 2 damage, and that's before I have any attack investment at all. I can get attack damage through, like, the fucking flower or, transmission or something like that. I don't even really know why I refreshed there. Oh wait, I'm dealing fragile, so it's actually 4 damage per shot. That's like non-trivial actually. In like the fucking drip phase. I lost my 2 Collector in K transmission run after never getting transmission. Nice. That's pretty good. Envy says it will only do 1 damage to enemies right now due to the insane defense values. Weapons pierce defense as of 1.3. That's a fairly recent change. Another fucking overload. Whatever, man. There would actually be something pretty, fucking elegant about specifically using attack damage to do this from the other side. Fucking trisect for the big HP and then attack damage for the small HP. Because it's like the only stuff that you can scale without actually interrupting spellcasts. I'll probably ask around with a couple friends with regards to the static before, like, we go for any kind of public recruiting. We were planning on taking this week off anyway because I think somebody's out, so I'm not too concerned. Where am I getting self-fragile right now? It's like, if fragile's a relevant consideration for attack damage, how weird is that? Yeah, the problem with fucking Northwind is that because it's not like a projectile root, it's rooting stuff on top row. Which means I have to move up to fucking hit it. Supposedly transmission counts consume spells, so all the jams you're casting might count to the transmission counter. That'd be pretty fucked up. Seems strong. If this somehow, like, makes it all the way around to being attack damage ramp, I don't even think I'll know what to do. Probably just die. Dog says, I said that and I'm not entirely true if it's still true still. Well, I certainly don't need all these mana gems, so I should keep an eye out for attack damage. Hey, don't do that. I think after removing dual disc, the icing stuff turns off, basically. It'll only be 1 gem per time through instead of 4. So... Never get an opportunity to test it because I kept hard specking into kunais before I had a good deck and dying because kunais on their own are not very good. Kunais are pretty fine, honestly. Like, I think a lot of the common kunai support used to be better, but... Wait a minute. Okay. Swap a line for pull. And then point blank with V-Gun? Point blank with V-Gun. Woo! Video game. So V-Gun is triple attack damage to anything that you're adjacent to, which obviously makes it the bomb. And a random entity equals for damage equal to 3 times spells in your deck when you Trinity cast. The idea that this might not be nothing is insane. If the fucking, I'd rather have this than, like, want it later and have to find it. Honing Steel. Oh, God. Cool. Oh, and pull. And it's got anchor, so I have to fucking wipe anchor off of it. Or it sucks. There. Now we ditch a line. Still might want a line in some capacity, actually. And hey, check it out. The attack damage is not 0. Yeah, this phase of things looks like it's ticking down a lot quicker now. Even though it's only like 4 damage with a V-Gun. Well, 8 with the Fragile. Fucking double mint just walks up to fucking haunt my nightmares again. At this point, if I'm gonna use the pull stuff... Oh, I can't pull a fucking rooted enemy. Huh. Or at least it doesn't seem to be working. Weird. Another meditate. Fucking ping time. Maybe. I don't know. Is there a spell that roots like one tile in front? How do I solve this problem? Oh yeah, the cactus is having a fucking time. Very normal. Fucking cactus literally does not know how to process what's happening to it. Oh yeah, it's the fucking sword column. Shit. I remember that. Sword row. There we go. We got there. Nah, no dart frog. Too much. Wreath. Trap card, time stop. Another fucking faceplates for absolutely no reason. Alright, we hit preload with double cast. That's 2 seconds from preload and 2 seconds from speed loaders. And we need 6 seconds of shuffle reduction to completely nullify shuffles. This has become a very strange optimization challenge all of a sudden. I think Shiso's shot just shuffled my deck without giving a fuck about whether I was invincible or not. Performance still seems good. It's not degrading very much at all. Nope. Holy shit. That thing does not care if it's rooted. Every time I see sustain, I just think about doing a fucking downfall deck where you just sustain Ragnarok over and over and over again. Although barrier is probably like the primo way to do shields now. Seaside, what the fuck does that mean? I am beyond confused. So without a line, neither Pull nor Northwind are really working with a Weed Whacker. I could probably remove both Pull and Northwind, and this would play approximately the same right now. Or I could re-add a line. I don't think Entangle will work. Oh, even the fucking sounds. Yeah, there's something to that. Northwind at least removes shields, that's true. It ostensibly has some purpose. Fucking double cast corset. If it weren't loop 20, that's basically the please kill me button. If I had any faith Pet Kitty would survive. For even one fucking second. Alright, I can take Violet, and, like, that's objectively better than fucking 2 mana gems. How am I determining how many mana gems I need? Fuck if I know. Wish I could tell ya. Could not find another double cast on preload. We need 6 seconds of total shuffle reduction to remove dual disc. Which means the deck gets 3 spells faster. Is root really necessary when you're repeating displacement so often? Root is the thing making you have to move, so it's objectively terrible. Perhaps. Although, I definitely know for a fact that Northwind alone isn't enough to keep things pinned to the bottom row. If for no other reason than there's that configuration where enemies spawn in the same column on rows 1 and 2 and block each other forever. And waiting for Northwind to kill the top enemy is not really an acceptable way of handling the situation. God damn it! Come back here! You fuck! Why are you like this? some stuff can hit you, apparently. It's fucking taking damage from somewhere. Hey, welcome back. Here's the attack damage stack. Double fucking time slow. Yeah, this is loop 19. Bottom right corner. I moved my camera up specifically for that. Because the last time I did this, I got asked that 100 times. What exactly causes Gunner to peace out? It's just one of his attacks, where he just jumps up into the air and starts doing his aerial bombardment routine. Holy shit, I'm so cool, I've got bombs. And like, he's not wrong, but also, fucking be normal. Weed Whacker, ow! Awesome. That's fucking beautiful. March says, so now Saffron will have the insane numbers instead of Reva. I wish I could have done this with Reva, but the Saffron fight is so bad. The Saffron fight is a nightmare for this kind of thing. Because a boss with a fixed time invincibility window. Ugh. And especially in the early renditions of this, where the lag reduction wasn't figured out, really. Everything fucking continuing to fizzle on Immortal Saffron would have been, like, real bad. Remember when the idea was that I was only firing a single projectile to deal damage, and that would be what made this fucking work? Now it's just shoot gone. I kind of want 2 of those, but really don't need them. Also, blue bullets with 23 base damage is appealing to me, but like, that's a fucking exploder with 143 defense. It does not care. Check out that fucking 6 million HP shopkeeper, though. I guess if you have infinity removals. Trap card will not stop showing up. I swear I've seen it so many times, even before I fucking started busting up luck. Oh god. I don't think I can do that. Never mind, I can do that. We're good. Yeah, I just need more trisects. That's really all. That's really all that it is. Even like 1 or 2 extra copies would dramatically speed this up. Eight frost bolts per trip to the deck is pretty funny, though. It's the attack damage and the frost that's dealing work at the end. Ooh. Double cast sequencer. I think that's fine. Did you see an Easter egg line? I didn't catch it. Alright, this now looks pretty fucking stupid. Triangle. These are firing shots, too, which I might not want. I'm now manually mashing. Alright, the game is starting to get a little pissy at me. Just a bit. Hey there. Hi. I think one of those hit me, and it hit me for 1200 HP. That's scary. Alright, but can you kill Wall Seraph yet? We killed Wall Seraph like 14 loops ago. Sequencer might be awful. Just in terms of lag reduction. I think it probably hurts the deck, actually. I mean, it's not like it's gonna magically get better when I remove it, but hopefully it will get bad less quickly. That kinda sucks, because I had really hoped to make use of that. Just in case, I'm gonna circle around during this. Aren't you gonna miss that juice healing when you get rid of Dual Disc? I mean, I'll still have jams from Trisect. It won't be super steady healing, but it'll be there. Whoa, 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 yeah, that's kind of fucked up. I would like that type of enemy to not be on my screen ever again, if possible. Yeah, I'm taking the occasional hit as my fucking casts slow down, as the game lags more and more. I can manually mash and make it more consistent. It's just that the fucking auto-fire button is not exactly doing sophisticated input techniques. Because the fastest way to cast is to alternate, for sure, but that's difficult to automate because if you do it too quickly, it, like, no-sells the inputs completely, and also they have to be, like, completely in sync, or it also no-sells the inputs completely. Mint tea just arrives. A common artifact, like a fucking gift from heaven. Thermite again. I will never understand the type of person who takes grip tape. Not double cast, so we don't care. Hopefully I can see another fucking speed loader on the next loop. Don't want either of these, actually. Thinking about it. Alright, another double cast. Cool. Yeah, see, Trisect hitting for 2 million in one fucking cast makes this feel pretty worth it to me. There's something here. It's the fucking... The math on free 60 damage, like 60 damage that costs literally, or excuse me, 40 damage that costs literally nothing, or 80 damage that costs something. Something is infinitely more than nothing. 80 is not infinitely more than 40. Grip tape is bad. That's kind of where I'm at. In my experience, adding grip tape to any kunai deck actually makes it slower and do less damage. I don't get it. So we've arrived at loop 20. I'm probably going to reset to get a fresh lag benchmark here. Oh! I got Buzzer Beater today. I have one achievement left. It's Kill a Hostage with Devour. I never expected to get Buzzer Beater because why the fuck would you take Fade Away? But hey. So apparently during my like fucking 1.5 combats where I had Fade Away, I last hit something with it. Whatever, man. When you have Unleash, who cares if they cost 1 mana? If you have Unleash, why are you running Kunai? What the fuck? Yeah, for stuff like Snatch, maybe. Or like fucking Shadow Shift or whatever the fuck it's called. Echo me. No. I refuse. Fucking 8 damage bullets and 8 frost bolts per trip to the deck. And that's the only thing that's chipping down like the last couple thousand HP. Yeah, fuck it. See, now it fits on a single screen, which makes me happy. That gives me the serotonin. I wonder if I'm even capable of Giga Throwing with, like, fucking Vivisection or something right now. Fucking Vivisection and Backstab are, like, the types of spells that I take when I decide I really don't deserve to win a run. Hey, I wonder if I can make this work. TL note, you cannot make it work. Yeah, Backstab is okay for, like, Reva. Yeah! Damage! I think the reason I felt it was important to go Trisect is really just about the poison cap. The idea that this will cap at the same point as enemy HP caps makes me really happy. The cleanliness of the engine. Although I do wonder if it wouldn't be better to fucking... one Dart Frog, one really good Venoshock. Maybe at some point. Right now I'd like to find multiple copies of Trisect, if that's possible, Jesus Christ. You know, just the one thing that I want, and apparently the one thing that I can't have. I wanted ice cream. I like fucking just chewing through the 6 jams. Taking your fucking sweet time. Yeah, so it hits 645 displayed HP and just falls over. Because, like, the damage numbers are ticking down in, like, the pretty looking way instead of the instant update way. No matter how many times I, like, attempt to lean into jams, I have never arrived at a place where I actually want to cast a jam over anything else. You can make jams less bad, but I have never wanted to use a jam. It's just something that you accept as an occupational hazard of high-value cards. And you mitigate it as best you can. You never get excited about it. Not even Mana Fire. Not even. Fucking trap card never goes away. What about a jam that casts 48 Frostbolts? That does sound pretty nice, I'll admit. And all you need is to loop 50 times. Loop 50 times with no other artifacts. That's even worse than I initially thought about it. Bang! Easy. Look at the fucking shuffle animation. Like the fucking cards on the left edge. Other edge. Camera flip is weird. I'm pointing to the correct place, I swear. Just the fucking card animation's completely giving up. Or just help. Fuck. I asks, how far can this go? I have seen nothing to suggest that this cannot go forever. Transmission. It's a small bump, but it's there. A little more attack damage. A whole 5 now. And it's crazy because when you get down to this stage, because of Trisect getting weaker on lower HP targets, that shit actually matters. Byron asks, will you be looping to 42069? I will loop, I think, until I cannot stand looping anymore, or until the game prevents me with some internal limit. And I have no idea what I would expect that to be. Loop 69, room 420? Possibly. I'm pretty okay with fucking documenting this process. Although I do think that once I've officially broken the record by the Legend of Jojed, probably gonna head upstairs, fucking grab the rice that I put in the rice cooker before I started the stream, and fry up a gigantic, ridiculous rice bowl. Y'all know what I do. Fucking chop up some bacon, dice up some chicken, fucking garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper. Maybe fucking brown some onions. Chuck all that shit in a wok and just go nuts. TL note, this is the diet that I lost like 50 pounds on. Food is fucking fake. Alright, show me another double cast, or not. There's so many different ways that I can improve this, I think. I don't think this will ever get much slower, just because of the way Trisect works. Like, I think it takes about the same amount of time to kill every enemy. Goodbye. Lauren says, the secret to fried rice is everything savory in your fridge, basically. I didn't even see some of the fucking damage numbers for Trisect there. And all I need is 20 copies of Trisect. Like, if I set this up the same way that I set up Venoshock, I think it might actually be considerably faster. Not just, like, more loop resistant, but faster at every stage of the game. Oh no, I got fucking rooted. No. Don't care. Although, I guess, I wonder if you get a second gun, the diagonal bullets double. I have no fucking idea, but now I kind of want to know. Just need more Trisects, that's all. I think it's exactly the wrong rarity to be found at any point in the game, though. I wonder if you could somehow trigger Tinder with weapons. That would be a pretty fucking defense shred. You just, like, defense shred by just shooting a pea shooter at someone. You couldn't actually scale the attack damage that way anymore, because weapons ignore defense, but that's precisely the thing that might actually allow you to get above 100 damage with a weapon shot, so... 0.3% chance. Doesn't count hit on players and damage from weapons or pets. Alright. Hey, you got the fucking dot peak shit up. I took a look at some of the Lua documentation. It's neat that it's so easy to take a look inside. Yeah, power shard with weapons, maybe. What? Isn't Power Shard a separate hit? Or am I crazy? Oh, it's all just fucking XML? Just raw in the folder? That's fucking crazy. I guess it makes sense, but, like, it's not how I expected things to work. There's just no specific reason it wouldn't work that way, I guess. Deal an extra 10 damage when a hit deals 40 or more damage. Yeah, I think the visual that uses looks like the fucking splash damage effect. I think it's a separate hit, but I'm not certain by any means. Oh shit, I'd have to be careful with cell time if I actually ditch dual disc. I just realized that. I wonder if cover fire would ever go off. Maybe. I'm not certain, because I'm like... The deck's shuffling window lasts basically until I'm able to cast again, I think. So maybe it would activate for a bit. It's like it's supposed to be instant, but it's not. There is that delay. Log says you have 162 removals, just remove that pact. Yeah, the problem is if I take that pact and don't realize before I go into the next combat, then my fucking invincibility engine doesn't work, and I have to fight enemies with 4,000 spell power while actually dodging. Which has some fucking logistics issues. I do wonder about Sleight. Like, shuffle artifacts, does that include stuff that reads while shuffling? Can it? Are you considered to be shuffling for some fixed duration after you activate fucking Gambit or what? Or, excuse me, Sleight. Because my immediate expectation would be that it simply doesn't work, but the way it's worded feels weird. Brr. Adds attack on reshuffle, removes it on reshuffle end. Huh, well, there we go. The fucking crystals just exploding immediately makes me pretty happy. God, the teleporting. This game does not look like it's having an okay time right now. I do like the idea of managing to fucking run a deck that literally doesn't do any direct damage and only hits shit with the fucking riffle effect. Just riffles obscenely fast. With like some kind of instant shuffle and like slight DD. You know what I mean? The fucking idea of it is just like... When I'm not doing this, I'm usually thinking about how I can make absolutely awful, stupid fucking horseshit spells delete the game. And because a lot of your character's power in this game is determined by how effective you are at actually setting up a mana engine, it's usually a lot more possible than it appears at first glance. Is that a fucking crate getting flow stacks? Am I getting flow stacks? Okay. That makes a little more sense. I'm like, what are you using those for? What's going on here? I'm a little disappointed that luck doesn't do anything anymore, but I'm leaving the golden cat just for moral support. I wonder about monuments sometimes. How to effectively use that shit. Alright, show me... There we go. Alright, so we have 2 speed loaders and preload triple cast. So that's 5 seconds of shuffle reduction, which will work at the start, but not towards the end. But with 1 more speed loader, the theory is that this should work, and that I can ditch dual disc. If only you could gain more than 3 Trinity. Anyway, while we're waiting for this fucking douchebag to come back. Don't mind me, don't have anything important to do. La la la. There you go. Welcome back, Chief. I missed you. Now perish. Got his defense negative somehow. Oh, that's my defense being negative. Because I'm standing in fire, even though I'm invulnerable. Cheat mode has an auto battle function. Huh? What? Tell me more about this vaunted cheat mode. I haven't looked into a lot of the fucking internal shit. Sandbox testing branch, I see. Is it like a monkey input type deal? I'll have to take a look at that later, I think. I don't know if I want to fuck up my run by using that and breaking something at the moment. It's not as if there's a whole lot riding on my success or anything, but like, I don't know, I feel pretty attached to the last 7 hours of my life. Like that closer to 9, I think. Shit. Yeah, I would have beaten the Jog's time for loop 20 handily. I think I still will, but Trisect is considerably slower than what I was running previously because I don't have any fucking copies of Trisect. Monkey input? I don't know how widely this term is used, but it's a testing option in Stepmania that basically mashes every single key completely at random, with the idea that you're basically stability testing a theme or a script, and that, like, spamming random inputs at it is a good way to check for unexpected conditions and, like, weird edge cases. Like, it'll do shit that no player would ever think to try to do, like back in and out of a menu 17 times in 1 second. So you get to see if your fucking menu animations break, shit like that. Yeah, it's input fuzzing. It's the same basic idea. Do I even fucking want this? I guess it can't hurt, right? Could totally sneak a dart frog in, but no. Looking for another double cast. Actually found it. Hey. So now I'm ready for another fucking copy of Trisect when you feel like giving one to me. Dude, trap card will not stop showing up. I'm convinced there's something wonky about the generation after having done 2 20-loop runs and seeing certain options vastly more than others. L-Dog complaining that I've basically built a deck that runs a PowerPoint presentation. You've made some terrible things. I agree! This is pretty bad. This is not good. Is there any poison on attack damage shit in this game? I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, even in 1.3. That's correct, Reva. Flash loader. Wrong loader artifact, but thanks for the attempt. Look at how nice and even that link damage is. I'm still wondering if there's a way for me to leverage link and, like, structures or some other fucking jank in single target. $43k HP turrets. This turret is like 4 Seraphs in Loop 0. The fucking final boss of turrets. Log says, I thought Link didn't work on structures. I think there was a change a while back that prevented... See, I know Link worked at one point on structures because you could play Build Hazel and link the whole screen, or excuse me, you could play Teardown, link the whole screen, and then tap one of your fucking structures, and Teardown's Wrench was considered to do 9999 damage to structures, so you'd one-shot any linked target, and they fixed that so that it dealt damage equal to the structure's HP. But I don't think they removed the link the link interaction itself. I think that still works. But yeah, that was a pretty good time to be playing Teardown, I think. Hazel's so fucking weird. Hazel is the strangest character in this game. Stranger even than fucking Double Time Violet. And Double Time Violet's fucking weird. I vastly prefer Arya, personally. It's like, the thing about Monument is that, like... I mean, Cynet won't link the structure, but if I'm hitting a whole fucking line of cubes with some shit, copying the damage seems okay. The problem is that the cubes only have fucking cube HP. Cube HP. This is where we now are in discussions of One Step from Eden. Cube HP. Fucking Frostmail finally just arrives. I love Frostmail. I will never stop trying to do stupid fucking ping Frostmail shit. Look at how clean this deck actually is, now that I think about it. Oh, what do you need? Sorry if anybody besides me has Gilded installed. I don't know how to stop this thing from making noise in the browser client. Oh, grocery talk. Okay. Daryl wants to fucking bake cornbread, and I am all about that. I mean, L-Dog, it's impractical at loop 20. The Link shenanigans are probably perfectly fine in standard play. I actually wonder... You, like, monument, you knock down the monument, you link the whole screen, and then you fucking infinity beam on the fucking cubes. And the whole screen just chills out as they fucking burn to death. I still don't even know how double cast on Trisect interacts. I doubt it works. I think it's wrong order. I just need more Trisects. It's just... I would like the spell that does the big damage, please. There are so many things that I can't use because they crash the game or like shit on the fucking frame rate. All of the objectively strongest stuff also like completely ruins the fucking way the game runs. So I'm going around in fucking circles trying to find something that the game will fucking cooperate with me on. Like, you were not intended to play this far. Nobody's supposed to be where I am right now. I was allowed to be here. I was not supposed to be here. It's still weird to me that Pocket Sand works the way that it does. Like, the fact that you can become invulnerable seems to me like an oversight no matter how much work it takes to set it up. I normally don't wish for nerfs in these types of games, but there is some stuff where it's so strong that you feel like you're fucking stupid if you don't make use of it. Just gonna carefully loop around and make sure that the game doesn't lag and deny me my Pocket Sand invulnerability at the worst possible time. Like that, yeah. Exactly like that. Thank you for the demonstration. See, 2-2 is like super riffle, and it makes me wonder if that type of shit, like a shuffle-only offense, might actually function. And the fact that it's a common makes me more hopeful. $6.9, nice, million HP. There's a rose, can remove a mana gem. So we got big attack damage gains. Big boy shit. Where is my fucking trisect? Help me. Unironically might be a place for Tutu in this build. It's just like flat damage, maybe. Hey, check out that attack damage though. What is fucking going on with the damage numbers though? They didn't look right. It was like some hits just weren't getting registered. Alright, last Seraph of the day. Oh yeah, no reason to do this. Whew. The HP ticking down in real time is pretty good. It's when you get to like the 6 digits that the rate starts to feel a little bit less impressive. Seems like the midpoint between big boy attack damage and big boy trisect damage. The fucking screen shake. This is gonna be a weird weekend for me, huh? As I try to figure this shit out. La la la. Okay. Y'all think I'll ever find a fucking trisect ever again? Alright. Loop 21. I'm fucking out. I'm gonna go make breakfast. I have a rice bowl waiting for me in my dreams. Adios, thanks for coming. Race car takes flight and jumps a fence.